enjoying these intros way too much. Yeah, whipped up a new graphic. I'll alternate between graphics as time goes on, test card patterns and the like. If you know what that particular building is, you're, as the kids say, a real one. Let me tell you, you all know what that building is. You just might not recognize it like that. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, that particular building design is one of the most beautiful pieces of Soviet architecture I've ever seen. Desperately want to see one in person, but that's down the line. In whatever case, hi, I'm some jerk on the internet who recently had something that resembled a lunch slash dinner. So I am re-energized and ready to deal with yet more bullshit from Kent Hovind. In case you missed the stream earlier, there was an interesting interaction between him and Pluto Pilot where Hovind happened to bring up mentioning, oh, well, at least you're watching my stuff. Pluto responded, well, a lot of us, will watch your content and comment on it, mainly like on, Chris Yamato's channel. Oh, well, have him debate me. I don't know. It's like, well, I want to debate you. Maybe we could do it on his channel. And so this is where we stand, to where, once again, the door is potentially open for me to get into a debate with Hovind. Gonna just say it like that just to annoy him. A debate. But alternately, more importantly, my channel can now become a venue for debates, potentially starting off with Pluto Pilot and Kent going at it. So we will see how that goes. Wow, I am energized. Let's see how long it takes for my spirit to be completely broken today. So I'm gonna go on and click the Magic Dr. Dino link right here. Restream should do its thing. Oh, I did it. Amazing. RBMK. Before we get there, all right. Let me see if I can pronounce this. Reactor Bolshoi Moshnosh Kanalnia. High power channel type reactor in English. So yeah, you can look into it further. Yeah, I they were poorly designed. They were poorly engineered in critical ways, but I have an extreme soft spot for the Soviet RBMK reactor family. And again, just love the machines. But sadly, as much as I'd love to, we're not here to talk about my absolute obsession with the RBMK. We're here to whack Hovind. But the fact that I just told you more of what an RBMK is, a Soviet nuclear reactor type, might put what is in the opening image for the intro in more perspective. But anyway, let's deal with Hovind.
Never did catch it. Could have been a Zeuglodon or a Basilosaurus. I don't know.
And yes, this is, oh god, his stupid intro crap. It just gets worse and worse each time. Now, to be fair, he inspired me. Well, Joseph doing this inspired me to go on and take a stab at stuff. I just think it's really ridiculous that the intros just consist of more of Hovind's ramblings.
It said if
from forever ago.
All part of.
Here we go.
Yep. Amen. That's all a small part of video number 3 of our series, Dinosaurs in the Bible. They've always lived with man. Some might still be alive, smaller ones. Welcome to Dinosaur Adventureland.
All right, I boosted Hovind's volume because he's really quiet in this one. Hopefully the difference isn't so bad. I will lower myself just a hair. All right, let's continue.
Kent Hovind here and the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland. It is in Lenox, Alabama. It is February the 20th, 2026. And today happens to be Billy's birthday. On the count of 3.
We're going to skip the birthday song.
But keep having them, brother.
Huh. Much like Hovind's manhood, it isn't very long.
At least one a year, I would, okay. Okay, we're on a bunch of channels. Let's see. Facebook keeps growing. Rumble keeps growing. X, our own app, KentHovind.tv.
I'm Kent Hovind, and I'm obsessed with numbers, like I'm a damn high school girl. Gotta get 1 million views on TikTok every day, or else.
Instagram, TikTok, sign up for all of them. Tonight, open mic, I take the position that evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the history of the world. Prove me wrong. Call in, okay? Let's see. We're straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles.
Might help if I maximize the stream.
In a little bitty town called Lenox,
Pensacola,
Alabama. Got more visitors. Keep coming in, folks. Come on in. Come on in. We want to get our blacktop. We've got the Noah's Ark 90% done, and it's mud everywhere. This was a gravel pit.
We want to get our blacktop. We got the Noah's Ark 90% done. There's mud everywhere.
For 60 years, okay?
Also, Kent, you don't have to say this stuff every single day.
$130,000 for blacktop. Okay. Anyway, there's our Noah's Ark way down there, 172 feet long, 1/3 scale model.
Oh, speaking
Raising
of
funds to blacktop, if you want to help.
speaking of Texas, governmental stuff. There's that one person. What's her name? Like Valentina Gomez or something like that, who's completely freaking mental, and I am so totally going to cover her. Like, I actually think I might do a short thing right after this stream just for the hell of it.
Call Bobby. Any amount help. We'll just put it together. When you run out of money, we'll run out of blacktop. Okay.
How about you just not? How about that?
We don't go in debt around here at all. There's our outer loop and the inner loop. If you want to help us to open for free, join our 777 Club. DrDino.com. Say, hey, I want to help you, Brother Hovind, stay open. Well, here we are. I forgot to move the square.
And if you want to help Lord Yamato out, I just posted a link in the chat. It really go towards a lot of really good stuff. Thank you for considering.
Friday the 20th. Never mind.
There's he does all the time.
Anniversary coming up in 2 months. They have had this property for 10 years. Nothing here. It's a gravel pit, bunch of mud. And it's been amazing. All the stuff's been built in the last 10 years around here. Anyway, let's see. We talked about that yesterday. 409,000 views on the George Janko show. I'm on a lot of shows. I'd like to be on every one, so call them hot.
I'm fucking obsessed with views. That's all I care about is getting views.
Friend or foe, hostile, fine. No problem.
Yeah, then make sure not to chicken the fuck out when Pluto and you have your massive brawl in the Coliseum, which is probably what I'm going to be calling my debate streams, the Coliseum. Because why the fuck not? Also, it's a good Symphony of the Night reference.
Oh, come on, I'll defend the Bible being absolutely true.
No, you won't. You'll demand the other person prove evolution. You do not ever prove the Bible, Kent. You will not defend the Bible. You pretend to. And technically, by simple fact that you have to functionally for the conversation to make any sense in reacting to what the evolutionist says, you do have to defend the Bible, but only as a matter of that is fundamentally the only phrase that can be used to describe the action being taken with regard to the Bible when it comes to what you actually say.
Let's see, Professor Dave did one yesterday. Somebody sent me the link. Kent Hovind is still grifting. Oh, Professor Dave.
Yeah, Kent Hovind is a piece of shit. Prove me wrong.
He said, would you believe me if I told you that Kent Hovind is still alive and still running the same pathetic grifter script?
Yeah, you know why he said that, Kent? Because most people don't give a flying fuck about you. There's a very small group of people who bother to pay attention to you one way or the other. People like me and my friends here happen to be the other.
It's true. Jail time can't keep this guy down. Tax evasion, wife beating, pedophile enabling, be damned.
Love that intro.
It's all ad hominem. They can't attack my argument.
No,
they're wrong.
Your argument is fundamentally wrong and isn't even worth considering. And dealing with you as a shitty person is just dealing with you as a shitty person. You've got to get over this. Claiming ad hom means fuck all. Because if we want to talk shit about you, Kent, we'll talk shit about you. And it's also a big case of hypocricy, let me pronounce it properly, makes you a big hypocrite in that you like to talk shit about others constantly. So don't start with this shit. All right? Just don't.
They attack the person. Dave, tax evasion. Tell you what, go watch my open letter to Donald Trump from a year ago, February.
How about the one you just fucking did? Are you like Donnie Boy and forgetting that you did something already?
First, I redid it again a couple days ago, February 9th of this year. Second letter to Donald Trump. You watch that and then tell me what laws I broke. Dave, you're calling me a tax, what do you call me? You're accusing me of a crime. I did not commit that.
No, Kent, no one's accusing you of a crime. You were prosecuted and found guilty of having committed a crime. That's not how reality works, dumbass. You can't just say nuh-uh. You just can't. Especially a decade after the fact. 2 decades coming up. Remember, when I started my first main website, my big push online finally, you were just starting to or were about to start your prison term. My website is older than DAL. Oh, we didn't get closed, we moved. No, no, no. DAL got destroyed and you've had to rebuild it with the table scraps that pathetic individuals have given you.
Crime, Dave. You're either lying or you're stupid, okay? So, the Sixth
It
Amendment,
can't be that Hovind's a lying, stupid piece of shit. No.
you get a right to hear the charges against you and face your accuser and give a defense. In the Bible, in Acts 24, Paul said, they didn't find me in the temple, didn't find me raising up the people, I wasn't causing a riot. Neither can they prove the things whereof they now accuse me. And chapter 25, similar. They laid many grievous complaints against Paul, which they could not prove.
Grievous, you illiterate fuck. Grievous. There's no extra I in there, you illiterate prick.
He answered for himself. I didn't do anything wrong. I appealed to Caesar. Okay. He says, wife beating. Strawberry Dave, please listen to the actual recording, which we paid a court transcriber to transcribe the whole thing, and tell me exactly the time code.
Really, you couldn't just have someone do it themselves? You didn't pay no court transcriber. You don't pay anyone shit unless it's a frivolous ass lawsuit. You're gonna waste money. Also, you wasted church donations to do that. Okay. Either way, it's a bad look on you, dumbass.
Did something wrong.
Also, let's note the use of an unflattering frame to try to make Dave look like some kind of idiot, because he's an overgrown man-child. Joseph's an overgrown man-child. If he facilitated this, which we know Kent can't crop photos and stuff, so someone had to do this stuff on his behalf. So they're at the very least placating this man-child. It's okay, though, Kent. We can do the same thing.
Somebody saying, I don't know who Watchman Shadrach is, but it's on his channel.
Oh, yeah, I don't know these people, but they got it up there, so it's really good. Oh, so if I upload your stuff and you just cite back to that, you'd be like, I don't know who Chris Yamato is, but it's on his channel. Oh.
What is it?
Oh, like, you know, how I have the clip of Hovind saying, it's not evidence of a common designer. Remember, cherry pick the hell out of that, because he did say those words, and I have proof that he said those words in that order.
All in the Google Drive? Okay, good. Then he says, pedophile enabling. Now it starts to make sense.
Oh, really, Kent? Are you really going to go? I'm glad I'm in such a fantastic mood right now, because if I wasn't, I might feel like I'm going to have to call a motherfucker on Saturday and tell him to fuck off, although I might still have to do that.
I was at Walmart about a couple months ago, and some lady is pushing some kids around in the cart, and I said, oh, what aisle are the...
Oh, man. Really? You're going to go here, Kent? This shows continuation of Kent's illiteracy and that he does not comprehend what the phrase is idiocy, as well as potential illiteracy. In that he doesn't understand what pedophile enabling is. Kent, they're talking about Chris Jones, amongst other people who you associate with. But if you want to go down this route and play super defensive over being a creep at Walmart, feel free.
Kids on. She got angry. Man, Mr. Joke, I'm a friendly fella. I joke all the time. Somebody was spreading the rumor that there's pedophiles here. And so today, part of our legal team is here.
Really? You have a legal team?
We had this served last week by the sheriff.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we've read the whole damn thing, Kent.
Sheriff on Mark Stoney, who's the main guy spreading all...
Yeah, that's called being a fucking asshole. I doubt this is gonna get very far, but if it does, I hope to fuck Mark destroys you.
All these rumors. This is the lawsuit, a slander lawsuit, and we've named a whole bunch of people in here, and we're going to add more.
Wow. Let's talk about weaponizing the justice system, then literally is like, I want to weaponize the justice system.
if they keep slandering us, okay? So
Nothing slander, Kent. It's just not. It can be hard pressed to find somebody who's going to take that case.
Dave, I'd suggest you read that. Let's see. Civil action. There it is.
I've read the whole goddamn thing. I spent 3 hours in a dedicated stream doing it.
It's right there, number 1:25. It's in the court records. Look it up, okay? He hasn't responded yet, but Mark Stoney, there he is, Mark Stoney, defendant.
Mark Stoney hasn't had shit to do with you for years. Leave him the fuck alone.
Out in Washington. He lived here for a while. He has been spreading lies like crazy. One of our legal team is here in the audience. We read a whole bunch of this today. You have any comments there, brother? No? It's surprising that anybody listens to this guy. John Doe defendants can be added as needed. So anybody spreads the slander, they can add them anytime.
My online alias isn't even that hard. Kurisu Yamato. Kurisu Yamato. It's not hard. You just have a slight accent on Chris. Kurisu Yamato.
There's Mark Stoney. Bible says thou shalt not bear false witness. That's one of the big 10, you know, okay?
It's not false witness if it's true, fuckface.
Don't bear false witness. Jesus said, don't bear false witness. Romans 10, don't bear false witness. Don't raise a false report, okay? He that utters a slander is a fool. Dave, you are uttering a slander and you are a fool. I did not do anything wrong.
Hey, Rosina, can you pop that into a Discord just so I can make sure to be able to skim it? Because it may make for an interesting video down the line. Thank you. Because I will forget about it. That's a key thing. If y'all ever want me to see anything and you're not in Discord, definitely join. Definitely post stuff in there. That way you can make sure I'll actually catch it. You might have to remind me. I'm a bit absent-minded at times, but I'll get to it.
Okay? And there are no pedophiles here. And the whole thing...
Kent, there probably are, statistically speaking. It's pretty terrifying. Now, whether they act on that is another story. That's a completely different story. But I wouldn't be surprised if you were harboring people who had or would if given the option. I'm not accusing anyone there of that. I'm just saying it would not surprise me.
Go on the court document, Mobile, Alabama, federal court. Read it for yourself. He's going to have to answer for all.
We've read everything, Kent. We're way ahead of you. Did that months ago. As soon as word broke of it, I was on top of that.
All this, okay? False witness shall not be unpunished. All liars shall have their part in the lake of fire, which burneth with fire and brimstone. Anyway, so Dave down here said Hovind is still grifting, right down here at the bottom of his, he put up yesterday, okay? I only watched a few minutes of it.
That's because I'm too busy jerking off to horse porn. Hovind.
Dave said he's got to get the word out about Jesus and that evil demonic religion of evolution. Join me in mocking this turd sandwich as he's interviewed by some guy named George Jenko.
It's just so funny. Because I just watched that finally this morning. I said in my previous stream, I actually think Dave went a little light on him, but there wasn't much for Dave's particular level of snark and cynicism to bite into, because it was mostly just a fluff piece for Kent. It wasn't anything with any real meat on it other than just ridiculing the absurdity of it all.
There's some funny stuff in there. Let's see. Beloved, remember the words spoken by the apostles of our Lord Jesus Christ. They told you, there should be mockers in the last days who should walk after their own ungodly lusts.
Well, yeah, there is no point in principle in mentioning Chris Jones for most purposes, but, whether or not Hovind accepts reality is just, he doesn't. We already know that. So he's not going to acknowledge that his friend is a fucking child molesting piece of shit, and what he does acknowledge of it, it's funny, he will acknowledge that there was a conviction, but that it was a conspiracy piece. But even if it wasn't a conspiracy piece, yeah, it was only people in underwear, and that's not bad. It's always layers to him, like, oh, well, it wasn't this, but if it wasn't that bad, so it doesn't matter.
These be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the Spirit, hypocritical mockers in feasts. They gnashed on their teeth. Isaiah, therefore, be ye not mockers, lest your bands be made strong. God's going to...
Well, if it's still the same document that he's holding up that was filed originally, there is a major error in it that would cause everything to just halt in its track. We've just never mentioned anything of it beyond the fact that it exists.
Tie you up, okay? I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, Jeremiah said. Okay. I was going to play some of non-Professor Dave. He calls himself Professor Dave. He's never been a professor anywhere. He has a bachelor's degree, and that's it. And they make fun of me.
He has a Rate My Professor page. He taught. That is valid. The title applies. Your fake doctorate does not give you any special capabilities and does not entitle you to the title of, literally entitle you to be called a doctor. You petty, pathetic, wrinkled piece of shit. Look, someone saw that fucking stretched, soggy ass hot dog skin over a skull. Ugh.
Okay. His childish, vulgar language made me change my mind. I don't want to subject my audience to his filthy mouth. I know he's pretty good at chemistry, but he doesn't grasp junior high level English or biology. Dave, that F word you constantly use is a verb, not an adjective, okay? Ask your mama to explain it to you.
And again, with that child's language, the language targeted at children, it's disturbing.
Morons, okay? He has a strange and unhealthy fascination with words about dung and male bovine excrement.
Wow, he's using perfectly normal standard vernacular to describe the idiocy which you spout. I'm sorry that he's not on a weird tirade about whale and barnacle penises like you are. Oh boy. Remember, everyone, it's okay to talk all about how big a whale's dick is, but the moment you call someone an asshole, suddenly you're weird.
He uses them often as he speaks.
Welcome to modern English, piece of shit motherfucker. Ugh. Don't even have words. I can't even form new structures. It's like when AVGN ran out of profanity, so I had to drop old F-bombs and go back to classics. And eventually, at the end, in that one episode, he just came up with a Godzilla roar to describe how frustrated he was. Word that didn't even exist. I had to come up with a new one. I like that Saturday morning cartoon Recess when they came up with this Womps. I was like, ooh, that's a good one. I still use it.
I guess he thinks it makes him look tough or smart or cool or intelligent. Many atheists and evolution believers do the same thing. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, both creepy...
Yeah, and a lot of stupid-ass Christian pieces of shit like that Jim Bob fucker will do it too. Why? Because they're trying to be fucking edgelords in that case. They're trying to pull the trend from 20 years ago on the atheist side. People can talk however they want, Kent. Get the fuck over it. You're pathetic.
Creepy blind man and Forrest Gump. Forrest, what's his name? Velkai. And now...
Oh, yeah, but, you know, can't complain about the ad homs. Christ, you are a pathetic, weak little man.
Of talking without profanity in their shows. And it shows up again in the video Dave just did about me. I listened to about 5 minutes and had to shut it off. They have filthy minds and filthy mouths. Dave frequently has this in his mouth, while most sane people don't want it in their hand.
Kent, that's a pile of shit. That's not words. Calling you a piece of shit is not literally having feces in one's mouth. I don't know how you can't understand this because infants understand this. All right? They understand that, isn't things actually being in their mouth, okay? In fact, they utter the sounds to get things in their mouth. Food, drink, whatever. See, even they figured this out. So I don't know why you have such trouble figuring it out.
Dave.
I mean, this is the best you've got? This is it? They say words I don't like. Grow up.
Who taught you to speak? My mama would have washed my mouth out with soap. Yeah, okay. Every tree is...
okay, who gives a shit?
...known by his own fruit. A good man out of the good treasure bringeth forth... A good treasure of the heart bringeth forth that which is good. An evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. Out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. So you must be thinking about it all the time because it keeps coming out of his mouth. Okay. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace to the hearers.
Yeah, that's a good point. Trump cusses all the goddamn time. He doesn't even have a problem with that.
Disputings of men of corrupt minds. I'd say your mind has to be pretty corrupt to have that come out all the time.
Yep, I'm totally corrupt. Oh man, Replace the hard drive. This 3D6's disk platter is just completely corrupted. Yeah, no, it can't totally be the fact that I simply speak how I feel, and if you're getting upset by words, you need to grow the fuck up. It couldn't possibly be that, Kent. It couldn't possibly be the fact that you're such a damn prude. Or no, it's not that you're a prude. Although maybe you do get a psychological oh no with naughty words, but it's the fact that you want to control people so much. That's the key thing. And that's always what it is with this anti-profanity stance is these words have just been decided to be bad. And so we're going to control people. Ooh, you can't say those words. Why? I thought y'all were the people who were against censorship for free speech. Suddenly you're not? But of course, you don't even understand that words are just auditory conveyances of thought. In this particular case, you think that saying bullshit means literal bovine excrement is being emitted from my mouth. Because you seem to be like a basic white bitch who thinks that you can manifest shit somehow, which goes hand in hand with the worthless mythology that you think is factual.
Corrupt minds. So we teach our kids, Dave, not to step in it when they feed the cows. It's a mystery to me why most God haters and creation deniers seem to love to constantly put it in their mind and their mouth.
Oh yeah, the sigma cum laude thing. He says summa cum laude. He says shit like that, and then things like National Pornographic and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, we've called him Strawberry Dave since he told me he was related to a strawberry in our debate. But I think he now earned the title Dung Beetle Dave. So people won't be shocked when he puts it in his mouth. Dung beetles have a lifetime fascination with dung. Maybe we can order some dung beetles on Amazon.
I taught high school biology 15 years. I love science. I love animals. I love nature. Doesn't comprehend that herbivore dung is an incredibly useful material. Structurally pretty solid, good insulation, pretty damn clean too, especially when sunbaked. But even for the dung beetles, it's not a fascination they have. They've evolved to take advantage of it and its properties in interesting ways. Quite fascinating little creatures. I, for one, appreciate the dung beetle for being this weird little niche carver that it is in the evolutionary hierarchy. Good on you, beetles. Keep on going. Seriously, if they went extinct, I'd cry. That would suck. But again, Kent not comprehending anything.
On for him. Joey, can you check that out? Can we buy dung beetles? Send them to Davies in Los Angeles. Okay. Seems to be a common theme with atheists to curse as if.
And yeah, here's a very good point that you need to listen to, Kent, is that language also functions as stress relief, Kent. You just want people to be stressed for Jesus so you can manipulate them. Ding, 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 we have a wiener.
That makes them tough or powerful or smart or intimidating. To me, it's a sign of a low IQ.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. Elaborate use of profanity and various extensive perversions of language in general, one could say, end up being signs of high intelligence. Claude adds in, Kent also joked about women being taken before Jesus and then said, but the man didn't come. Yeah. Real mature, real good adult there, Kent. Him commanding 50 language is one of the things that pissed me off the most from Viking Dad. Yeah. Does me too. As obviously I'm one of the people he actually brings up. That's why he doesn't cover me. It's intentional. I mean, I am very liberal with language. But the fact that I, do things the way I do means he can never actively cover me on a stupid little show. It's kind of great.
When they swear, especially when they want this in their mouth. Yuck. Anyway, I have a long-standing offer to.
Words are not real things, Kent. I know this is a shocker. I guess every time you talk about whale penises, you got a whale dick in your mouth too, huh?
To debate either of these guys, Forrest or Creepy, and now Dave, anytime. Why don't they accept my offer? I figured out why, Joseph. Yeah, okay.
Maybe because people have better things to do in their lives. Maybe because people don't want to debate. Some people just legitimately are not interested in debate. I'm actually one of them. I really don't care to participate directly, but I'll facilitate debate. But I've had enough arguing in my life to handle 1,000 lifetimes, okay? Day in, day out, every single day. In some cases, it's pretty much what my entire day consists of in just regular life. As in, me as a child was filled with just as much of the same kind of illogical interactions as dealing with someone like you in today's world. That's kind of bullshit I grew up dealing with from abusive motherfuckers. So, Kent, some people don't want to debate. Some people don't want to have to go through that problem, the stresses of it every single time, especially with PTSD conditions that have been built up. Also, some people just genuinely don't care to. It doesn't make them chicken. No one, no, an emotionally stable person doesn't have to prove anything to others like that. You are the most insecure, weak ass man I've ever seen because you're so fucking obsessed with these constant, debate me, debate me, debate me. Why? What purpose does it serve? Except to feed your pathetic ego. And additionally, even in practice, if someone wants to, what real value is there in such with you because you just run your script? The only people who should bother debating you are those who have a plan for working around your script. Otherwise, they're not going to get very far. If those people choose to do it, I'm not going to fault them. I'll facilitate it all day long. But unless your plan is to seriously, like you've brushed up and seriously wish to circumvent the Hovind routine, it's not worth wasting your time and putting yourself through the stress. That's the kind of stuff Mark Reed did, is try to circumvent it. That's what AJ had learned to do and had become very good at, circumvent Hovind's routine. Fuck, what's his name? Attorney Anderson absolutely decimated Kent in his pair of debates. It's beautiful stuff. But that's the way you have to come at Hovind. And that is, again, something I hope to facilitate if I can become potentially a hub of Hovind debate content, because I'll host this guy all fucking year long. I don't care. I'll have fun doing it. Get the super chat questions in, ask everything, not be selective, let people ask what they're going to ask. And that's all she wrote.
Would you want to defend the idea that we all came from a rock? Okay.
Would you want to defend the idea that any of the stupid shit you believe? No, you don't do that, Kent. That's the thing. You don't ever want to defend your Bible.
Dave, wake up and smell the coffee, not the dung. The universe was created by God, and He'll be your judge when you die. It'll be wise for you to prepare for that day. Why don't you accept my offer for another debate? 855 Big Dino, extension 4. Simple rules.
Otaku with an interesting point. It's also said that people who swear are more honest as part of the brain that handles lying is the same one that handles self-censorship. Fascinating. So I must be honest to a fault then with my retarded ass self. Is it bad if you call it yourself? Just saying. There's my one use of the R word a month.
You go first and give the best evidence for evolution. I get equal time. Simple, okay? No interrupting. My mic will be shut off when your turn to speak.
Well, I mean, not literally, but that's the way he presents the argument. Hence, that's how one has to address it, to point out the childishness of things. No, I truly don't think Kant literally thinks of a manifestation of things, but that's the absurdity to which I have to point out. The absurdity that I have to point out in his way of reacting to things is that he's treating it as such, like magical incantations are actual things, which he does believe. So,
and yours is shut off when I speak. That rule terrifies them, especially.
no, it's a matter of you wish to control things. You act like it's for fairness. You've gotten your audience to think it's for fairness, but it's not. Now, for individual back and forth, yeah, interruption should not be. But once things get to open discussion, you have to understand that is open discussion. You're not going to steamroll people, and they shouldn't steamroll you. But if they're going to respond to what you have to say in the moment, then they're just going to respond to what you have to say in the moment and not let you get further. And if you don't like it, Kent, tough shit. That is what open discussion is.
R and Nelson. He loves to interrupt, get you off track, and bring up 30 topics, one topic at a time.
From the guy who gish gallops all day, every day.
Mr. Nelson, anytime I'll debate you. This is going to be one of the rules, though. Shut off
Kent, one topic at a time.
your mic. I know you can't shut your mouth, but we'll shut your mic off anyway. Okay. One topic at a time, or evidence. No profanity. These rules really terrify them. They can't speak without that. Okay.
No one is remotely terrified. Kent, your request for rules shows that you are terrified of the overwhelming preponderance of evidence for evolutionary theory as it actually is, in addition to the various other facets of the scientific not world in general, which happen to be looped in as part of evolutionism, according to you and your insane ass 6 kinds of evolution crap. You don't want people bringing up how everything fits together so nicely, because that destroys your entire thing, because you just have a bunch of ad hoc rationale, a bunch of bullshit made up to try to excuse individual elements, but it is completely incoherent in and of itself. Secondarily, you don't want people interrupting you because you want to run through your repetitive ass routine over and over, and you're terrified of people telling you to get to the chase or otherwise stopping you before you've had a chance to waste 20 minutes saying the same thing. You don't like flowery language, whatever. That's a personal choice. I'll let it be what it is, with other comments still standing. But then, you have everything you want it set up specifically for you to run your script. And people don't see that. The Hovindites don't see that. How flawed that is, because it forces things to happen a certain way. And that's why I don't like most debates, especially ones that involve you, because you demand those kinds of criteria and it turns into a sterile back and forth. I want open discussion of ideas. And if you cannot address something on the fly, that's your problem. You're scared to have the open conversation that needs to happen. You're terrified of it because you falter endlessly if you don't have something in your stupid script to go back to. That's all there is to it, Kent.
Any debate participant can post it unedited on their channels. Simple rules. Fair enough. Anyway, Dave, you bragged that you destroyed me in our last ancient debate. Please do it again. Look at that. My ancient debate with Kent. Professor Dave destroys Kent Hovind. I haven't met anyone who saw it that thought you destroyed me, so please show.
Yeah, we watched it. It was beautiful. And Kent, I don't think you would, given the small cult you associate with. Of course, no one at Dinosaur Adventureland thinks Dave destroyed. What are they going to do? Get kicked out for agreeing with Dave? Like, hey, Kent, you're a dumbass. Get the hell out of Dinosaur Adventureland.
Show me what I missed. Are you on some hallucinogenic drugs that make you see things that don't exist, Dave?
I don't know, Kent. You may want to look at the comments of that debate. You have before, but you may want to look at them again because, yeah, you kind of got fucking owned there, old man.
You'd have to be on some kind of drugs to put that stuff in your mouth, wouldn't you?
Okay. Words? See, that's what I was saying, Tubi, and it's a matter of the way he talks about stuff, regardless of him actively believing or not. He discusses things in such a way that one has to treat him with the childish, in the same vein as you would someone who truly believes such childishness, because that's his point. So you can't just, just treat him like he's better than that or something. It's like, no, that's the way he's acting. That's the way he's advertising. So do what you got to do. I don't know.
Okay. Here we go. I looked up evidence for evolution. Evidence for evolution comes from multiple scientific disciplines, forming a robust and consistent.
Hey, Liz, thank you. Hadn't seen you in a hot second. Everything I speak is truth. As far as I'm aware, I definitely try not to lie, and if I am wrong about something, I will correct myself. The douchebag on screen in the red shirt, God, had that going on for a minute. The guy on screen in the red shirt, however, does the complete opposite.
Body of support. Whoever typed this out is an idiot. Tell him I said so.
Did coffee come from water, Kunt? Is it water or coffee?
I'll debate them all, brother. Half my brain tied behind my back. The primary theory
and 3 whale penises shoved right up my ass.
Categories include fossil record. Stop and think. How can a fossil prove evolution? If you find a trilobite,
See, that's all it is. I know we all know this, but I have to point it out again that it's just trigger word after trigger word with this guy. Oh, and by the way, Otaku, if you're still hanging around, there's this Logan in Ohio. I think you and him need to have a death match in Super Smash Brothers to determine who gets to stay in Ohio. Although I don't know, you may want to leave the state.
They say this is one of the first things to evolve. It has one of the most common.
No, we don't. It's a Cambrian explosion era creature. There's a lot of those. Obsession with trilobites is pretty boring, Kent. It's not really that complicated an eye. It's the same thing over and over and over. It's not really that complicated.
Complex eyes ever found in nature. They can have 10,000 lenses on one eye. 10,000. And it happened by chance.
Yeah, Tyler, and that's something I won't allow. If Kent is repeating himself, I'm gonna have to push in an administrative thing and be like, get to the point. You said the same thing. I'm gonna have to push him. If Kent doesn't like it, then he just can't handle, fair, open, honest debate and people pushing the conversation forward. Because I'm not going to let him waffle on for 25 minutes about cows produce cows.
Look, when you find fossils, all you really know is it died. You don't know what.
Like, he doesn't need to go through all these stupid routines. He needs to say his point and move forward.
Any kids at all. You surely don't know it had different kids. No animal today can do that. I'm sorry, no fossils count as evidence. Fossils show a clear sequence of change.
Who the fuck determines what's a profane word? The prude fucker you're talking to, apparently.
Over time. No, they do not. Whoever wrote this is stupid. Tell them I said so, okay?
Hang on. Where's it? Let me just read. Let me just read something for you. Let me do this. Where we go? Hang on. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Boy, whoever wrote this is stupid. I literally just threw it in the trash, too. I really need to take out that trash. Sorry, I just remembered something broke and I had to throw it away, and it pissed me off that it broke, and yeah.
With simpler organisms appearing in older rock layers. There's no such thing as older rock layers, and they don't appear in that order. You guys arrange them in that order. You can take one of these gizmos, flip it over, and get 10 or 15 or 20 layers in a few minutes.
Kent, those would all be the same stratigraphic layer, and also that's not what that toy is for. That toy is supposed to create an illusion of depth of, for example, sand dunes across a desert. It's not a layer toy like you think it is. It's an art piece from the fucking 90s.
Are the layers different ages?
Also, this is literally what the dude went over with you yesterday as of this stream. Seriously, if you didn't see the last video, a guy by the name of Christopher Tucker called in. He's a Hovindite, but he actually explained to Hovind and defended our statements regarding the layers being the same age thing. And Hovind started trying to go to task with him as if he had, to piss, just wanted to get pissed at him too. And dude had to, not backtrack, but had to sort of change subject at a point because he still wanted Hovind to just love him so much. Notice me, senpai. But here he is saying the same crap over and over. He doesn't learn. He won't just let that particular quip go and come up with something else.
All the layers were made in 1 year. Noah's flood. The moon pulling the tide up, down means the water's rushing in, out, makes all those layers 1 year. Like watch experiments in stratification. Transitional fossils like Tiktaalik and Archaeopteryx. We cover those on video number 7. They are not intermediate fossils, okay?
Yes, they fucking are.
Let's see. Comparative anatomy.
Also, Kent, if you've done this all in your videos, why are your streams just you constantly replaying your videos over and over? Why not that? Why do you have to do this stuff live constantly? You don't need to. That's what's really funny. You put in all this extra work for yourself. You could just rebroadcast your old shit over and over.
Similarities in bone structure, like forelimbs of whales, humans, birds, indicate shared ancestors. No, they indicate a common designer. Homologous structures have different functions, but a common underlying design. They use the word design, Joseph. I bet whoever did that got fired. Probably.
Yeah, it's because everything's a fucking conspiracy. Also, your AI summary from Google, I don't really think Google's firing the AI.
In contrast, analogous structures like wings of bats and birds evolved independently. So if they're alike, it proves they're related, or if they're not alike, it proves they're related. So everything proves evolution. I see. Vestigial structures, things you don't need anymore, like your tailbone. Tell you what, if you think the tailbone's vestigial, I will pay to have yours removed. Bend over. I got a Swiss Army knife.
Bruce Wayne, yes. Yes, I do.
I know right where it's at. I taught anatomy. Okay? Take it out in a few minutes. I won't feel a thing.
That's disturbing, dude.
Okay, Joseph, any questions there?
And yeah, I learned that phrasing from Aaron Ra. When Kent pulls the "all you need to know is it died" thing, retort with "yes, but you also know it lived." That is a beautifully poetic way to respond stuff. Mithril was on Greeky Blender's call-in show the other day. A lot of fun. It was a good talk. Neat. Let's check that out.
Okay, whoever the name is here, Pro Call Gears. Let's see. God bless you, brother. I've been watching you for a long time. Well, take a nap once in a while, okay? Proof is the
Okay, that was kind of funny.
haters are hating if God wasn't real. Why do they care? God bless you and Jesus loves you.
I grow so weary of this. If God isn't real, why do you care? Because all of you idiots care. And you vote and you live your lives with this presumption in mind and with these arbitrary rules that you think this deity has in mind, and oftentimes seem to be really focused on annihilating the rights, liberties, and very existences of those who do not match you. So, for the betterment of society on a whole, these ideas must be crushed because you wish to destroy others who are not like you. Whether or not you realize it, that is what this kind of stuff boils down to.
True. It's more evidence that he is alive, that he's real.
No, it isn't. Okay? Just isn't, dog. It's not how shit works.
Because they hate him.
Again, the fact that you idiots act the way you do because of the religion. Or, honestly, I believe you're just pieces of shit and you're drawn to the religion because it enables you to be pieces of shit. I think that's actually what it is.
So bad, okay? Yo, Kent, teach us how to debate from Canada. That'd be a long way for me to go. First, you got to know your subject. If you know the truth. See, when they train people to spot a counterfeit, they don't show them counterfeits. They learn all the details of the real thing. And a counterfeit just jumps out at them, okay? Learn the real.
Kent, do you know what to look for in counterfeit U.S. currency? Do you? I wonder if I could slip a couple of fake hundreds to Hovind. Not that I have possession of such and have no intent to create any. I don't know where to get any. But if I were to have access to such, and I was to unknowingly donate them to him, would he be able to tell?
Real thing. Learn the creation story. Learn what the Bible says. Learn the facts about creation. And then the evolution theory just.
There are no facts about creation. It's a made-up piece of shit story about made-up piece of shit people, written in a real piece of shit time by real piece of shit people.
Automatically looks dumb. Okay? Watch my shows, watch my debates, copy anything you want. When you debate atheists, do you always argue evidentially?
I find having a collection of Bibles would be cool insofar as sort of the gothic aesthetic, Castlevania-esque, even if they're like modern styled things. It gives me that kind of vibe. Anything that can pad out a library is interesting. And as we all know from every fraud in the world, having more books, having more printed diplomas, etc., up at your desk behind you in the bookcase makes you look smarter. So why not pad it out with a bunch of copies of complete bullshit?
Not sure what you mean by that.
Random people will respect that as opposed to, like Harry Potter or something. Just saying.
Yeah, I think in any court of law, isn't it, with our legal team here, it's the evidence what they care about.
Well, our legal team here, what legal team? A bunch of fraud sob-sits?
Where's the evidence? You can accuse somebody all day long of it.
Also, Kent, why does a church need a legal team? Why does any church need legal counsel? There should never be a legal issue with the church. Yet for some reason there are so often with so many churches.
Anything you want, but where's the evidence? Okay? So, yeah, there's no evidence for evolution. I've been saying that for years. Nobody's ever seen an animal change to a different kind of animal. We get varieties of cows, 450 species of cows now, or breeds. They had a common ancestor called a cow. It doesn't prove they're related to a mosquito.
No, the ancestor to the conventional bovine livestock, colloquially called cow, were a variety of aurochs that have since gone extinct. Cows don't exist in nature, Kent. Much the types of animals, the variations, the particular species that are domesticated, our farm animals, don't exist in the wild. They are specifically bred subspecies. Think about it, Kent. Take all the time you need.
So there's no evidence for this evolution. These stupid charts they put up, their makeup. Yes, boys and girls. Did you know humans are related to the macaw? Yeah, and the duck.
I'm going to pull out my chart and I'm just going to point at random things and say they're related because I'm Ken Hovind. That's the best shit I can fucking do.
I saw a lady at Walmart walking like one. Anyway, they say we're all related. No, this is called stupid. Real stupid. There's no evidence for that. So, yeah, I guess argue evidentially I look for the evidence. The evidence says animals always produce the same kind of babies. That's what God said would happen. They bring forth after their kind, 20 times in the first 7 chapters. Okay, next question. Let's see, Jennifer. I've been following since the 90s, and so has the KGB, the FBI, the Gestapo.
Kent, the Gestapo ceased to be 8 years before you were born. You fucking moron. That joke isn't cute, and your persecution claims are nothing. Also, Kent, let me remind you. Your heroes are in the Epstein files. Mine are in CIA files.
And tell me about how you prove evolution through science. I have your 7-hour creation series. It's more than 7 hours. You have 7 DVDs. It's 18 hours. The whole thing for $50 on DVD and VHS. Does anybody still have a video player?
Only people interested in obsolete, obscure formats are really old people who never bothered to get rid of it. I have a few VCRs. I have a Betamax player that I would like to get a few more tapes for to ensure that it actually works. I had a few more VCRs, but I had to leave those behind in the move. Didn't have time to get everything. I don't want Hovind's stuff on tape, though. As much as one might think, I don't.
We put out millions of videotapes in.
I highly doubt that. Maybe a couple 100,000 at most. Not millions.
I think it was 40 machines lined up. I built a special cabinet, stand way back and hit the record button. The lights dim all the way down the street, And it was.
If they do that, you have problems. Also, you weren't using actual production facilities. You were just making copies manually. Boy, they had to look like shit.
Okay, let's see. Go ahead, next one. John, have you watched any of the Jim Bob's exchange with Wannabe Dave? No. He attacks evolution mostly through philosophy. Is that Jim Bob Duggar?
Which is the absolute stupidest way to figure out anything in reality. And yes, I know science is philosophical in a sense. The scientific method stems from that. But the concrete evidence shown is just, it just is what it is. It's not a philosophical thing in and of itself. It's something tangible. I fucking hate philosophy. I fucking hate Phil bros. I can't, it's just, at that point, it's just, it doesn't fucking matter. Get to the facts.
I know Jim Bob Duggar. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Why is there different layers of coal in West Virginia and the world? Well, during Noah's flood, a lot of trees would get ripped out, and they're floating around, like Mount St. Helens, blew down thousands of trees, okay? And they floated in the Spirit Lake. Some of them got waterlogged and sank to the bottom. Some got stuck in the mud at the bottom and are already 15, 20 feet deep in mud. They didn't grow there. They got deposited there. But if the water's
Kent, that's really funny that you bring that up because, that could actually be the same for some of the polystrat fossils you guys want to bring up because stuff does get pulled up roots and all sometimes.
the body of water is big enough to be swirling like the ocean.
But oh, wait. I accidentally just made the point Kent's making. That happens sometimes because some of the stuff he says isn't technically wrong in individual elements, but in general. The conclusion does not necessarily follow when added to the rest of the facts. It's a side effect of dealing with Hovind. You expect everything he says to be bullshit, and sometimes you jump the gun and forget that, oh, wait, you're countering or inadvertently supporting or bringing up a point that he's going to make without realizing it. And then you look a little silly like I feel right now. That being said, Kent discussed this in the previous stream. The overgrown club mosses that are tree-like that you guys want to call polystrate trees, happening to be near coal beds, is indication that they grew generally in swamplands where organic biomass accumulates. Well, it's going to be, of course, organic, where biomass accumulates rather quickly, and the waters are generally low oxygen, and decomposers don't have much of a good time doing their thing there, which helps aid in the formation of coals, oils, and the like. And so what you have is the part that's above the water line eventually falls, rots away, what have you, but the area below the water line is effectively preserved. And as sedimentation builds up around it, it just stays there. I know this firsthand because what's swamp adjacent water in the farmland areas that were once farmland that I used to live in. It's actually a cemetery has some artificial lakes there, and they have some particular types of trees that grow in the water, the ones that really like to be, waterlogged. And one of those that broke when I was a child during a storm, it's the remains of its trunk are still there. It hasn't rotted away, and the rest of it's long gone. And that's why, because that water is actually it's okay enough lake, but even then, it's in such a condition that it's not going to rot away anytime soon, and it's already had stuff build up around it. It's partially in ground now, as the ground has layer has slowly moved in effect.
See, because as the Earth turns, the equator is moving faster than the pole.
Because as the Earth turns, the equator is moving faster than the pole. No, Kent, it's always a 15 degree per hour drift.
The further north you go, the slower it's turning. It's got less distance to go around the circle. So this automatically creates a Coriolis effect, not only with the wind, but also with the oceans. So the oceans are swirling, and they tend to put the junk in the middle. That's why there's...
Can't afford a good lawyer, but he can afford scammers. That's all he has is the same group of soft-sit bullshit.
Mountains of...
He filed the thing against Mark Stoney pro se. That should tell you everything.
Plastic out there.
Legal team, but he doesn't have an actual lawyer to file on his behalf.
From all the plastic getting dumped overboard. So I think during the flood of Noah, when the whole world is covered, you'd have these eddies or swirling currents all over the place, and that they would tend to deposit, gather the logs and debris together. And so when they get a chance to get buried, it's going to make a huge coal seam. They can turn wood into coal, I think, in 20 minutes.
No. You can turn it into charcoal in 20 minutes, but not coal. Also, you seem to forget with these artificial things like the artificial diamond processes and the like, just the everything that goes on and how energy intense it is. You're not getting more energy out than you put into that, by the way.
Under heat and pressure. So the heat of just pressing all the logs under 500 feet of mud would turn it to coal probably in a year or two.
No. No, it wouldn't, Kent. You have no idea how carbon works.
And very frequently in coal mines, they find non-coalified wood, still wood. And so all the layers, like Specimen Ridge in Yellowstone, 27 consecutive layers, and they have tree stumps going from one layer to the next. All those layers formed in 1 year. 1 year, Noah's flood. Watch video number 6 of my series for a whole lot more on that.
Something that kills me is the quantity of Christians who bring up karma, and it's like, guys, that's a fucking Hindu concept, and also well, generally a Southeast Asian concept, and that really doesn't mean what you think it means either. I just you just have to laugh.
Documentation, everything. Let's see. Kent, you are hated among the misinformation class. Thank you for teaching the truth. I guess.
So you're saying all the Hovindites actually hate Hovind? Because the only misinformation here is him. It can be demonstrated to be misinformation. What do I expect from someone named Jay Fritz? Oh, Chris is doing an ad hominem. No, I'm just mocking his name. Does that fucking feel like it?
That's a good thing. You can tell somebody by their enemies. I love having those guys hate me. Can you imagine if they loved me? Anybody that dumb and puts that stuff in their mouth. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, what does this have to do with Jeebus Crispy, Kent? And oh, look, an absolute fucking moron. So CD and digital copies of stuff, anyone wants it? Oh, man. This idiot. They have these DVDs on YouTube, but no one really owns a DVD player anymore, which is kind of true. A lot of people never bothered. I just don't even bother hooking up. I'm sure they own a lot. Everyone owns a bunch of them, but you know, I still have an optical drive on my computer. Never use it though. I mean, I would if I had my DVDs with me, but that's another story. Anyway, point is, this dude not realizing, you know, this shit's all on YouTube. But he's commenting from Facebook, so this idiot probably doesn't comprehend that YouTube even exists, because there's a surprising number of people who no longer understand that YouTube exists and is a thing with videos on it.
Do you have these DVD videos on YouTube as well? They keep taking us off of YouTube. A lot of people put stuff up.
Really can't. Yeah, they are. Oh yeah, he did ask, are they on YouTube? Hey, Abdul Principe. This is his first party fucking YouTube channel. This is Kent's channel. They took us off YouTube. No, you keep getting banned, rightfully so, and you keep coming back. And right now you're on YouTube again, you dumbass.
Up there anyway, so yeah, you can probably find it there.
But if they go to the store, they can get the MP4s.
Go to the store on drdino.com and you can get the MP4, whatever that is.
You can get the MP4, whatever that is. That. Can you pronounce the T? That. THAT, not DAT.
A digital version, okay. Let's see.
As opposed to the digital versatile disc copy, which is obviously not digital. That's the thing that seriously pisses me off, is people talking about things that aren't on physical media, calling it digital. It's like, it's been digital. Gay, your CDs were digital. Your MP3s are digital because it's digital data. It's just it's stored either in flash storage or on a hard drive versus being physically encoded into a reflective optical disc. Same with the DVD versus the MP4 versus the whatever. And fucking games, it's like, one, we already live in the all-digital future and have for years, because 10 years ago, there were games you'd buy for Xbox One and PS4 that needed updates day zero. So at that point, the disc is absolutely useless. But two, it is still digital because it's fucking digital. The hell? It doesn't make sense. It's not like a goddamn record or an actual film strip that isn't digital, or a VHS tape where the encoding, or audio cassette where the encoding is magnetic but is still analog. Or a goddamn laser disc where, get this, and I've forgot I've got laser discs physically with me. Record size, double-sided CD looking motherfuckers. If you've never seen a laser disc, they are the most beautiful, like just obtuse pieces of media ever made outside of CED, but that's another story. The encoding on them is analog. The audio can go from analog or digital, and in fact, digital audio encoding in the Laserdisc is part of part of the root for the compact disc specification and design, but that's another story. But yeah, analog video encoded in optical media. I fucking love that, because it's a composite video signal streamed from the disc in real time. So it syncs up with the scan lines on the TV. Absolutely fucking love it. And it looks damn good for standard def. It's the best standard def image you're going to get. Fuck DVD. Actually, I do have a bit of a sore spot with DVD because compression artifacts are pretty common. So, yeah. Yeah, I just had to go on a tangent on that because this digital, that pisses me off when it's like it's all digital. You mean non-physical? It's streaming, it's cloud-based, it's whatever else. People never use the right terms to describe things.
Logan, is it true that God forgets your sins if you truly repent? I've heard Billy Graham say this is one of his. I believe that's exactly correct. He doesn't forget them. The Bible says, "I will remember them no more." That's
Which is forgetting.
even better.
It's the same thing, Kent. Fucking hell.
Yep, I promise. I will remember them no more. You go to God and say, Lord, I'm sorry.
When you're gone, I hope we remember you no more.
Okay. Then you come back the next day. God, you remember what I did? No, I don't remember. Praise God. Praise God. Okay. Sarah, are you a Calvinist? Absolutely not.
Oh, good God, don't ask Kent if he is or isn't something. If you can't tell, you obviously don't know what the hell's going on, and that just gives him another chance to spout random shit. Sarah, he know Hosa, he know Josa, he know... He gonna get deported with that. I don't know that name. Sorry, best I could do. Terrible joke. I apologize. Yeah, you're probably one of the fucking Hovindites in the audience, if I had to guess.
Okay. John
Because it seems like this is just give Kent an excuse to hawk his merchandise.
Calvin, in late 1500s. Let's see, why I'm not a Muslim, why I'm not a Campbellite. We have a book, here it is, right here. Why I'm not a Calvinist.
No Dragon's Lair. Getting a hold of those actual discs properly is pretty hard too.
It's a 80-some page book. It's heresy what John Calvin taught. Tulip, T-U-L-I-P, total depravity of man. You can't even want to be saved unless the Lord wants you. God's not willing that any should perish. He's already told us he wants us. So, no, I disagree with all 5 points of Calvinism. Okay, man of God. What great grandpa, a starfish? Professor Dave's was. I'm sorry, Dung Beetle Dave. His grandpa was a starfish. Mine was not. Mine were Norwegian. Okay.
Mini CDs were pretty cool, but when you talk about mini disc, Sony's actual mini disc format, I fucking love. While the audio quality was a little subpar, 110 compression, so it was a little bit rough, MP3-esque. Fitting an album and some change on a single disc that was rewritable is fucking awesome. I do have a couple of mini disc players, a main mini disc recorder, and I have done my own little custom setup, and I can't wait again to get those components back from storage and enjoy my mini discs again.
Anthony, what do you think about Jesus saying that if you had faith, you could say to a mountain and be moved and it would obey? Is it literal or what? It'd be both, literal and figurative, I think.
Okay, so go tell a mountain to move, Kent. I'll wait.
If you have the right kind of faith and trust God, if God wants that to happen, like look what Moses did. Parted the water across the Red Sea, 9 miles across water, 900 feet deep.
Oh, you were talking about UMDs, which are used in the PSP hardware family, and that's it. Yeah, UMDs were freaking sweet. Ew. Oh, sorry, Kent has been completely unshared for some stupid reason. Sorry. Love it when that happens.
God said, Moses, hold your stick out over that water. Okay, Lord. Moses, see that big rock up there, 5 stories tall? Smack it with the rock, with that rod. And it split in half and water came out in the desert. He had great faith, so I suppose you can move a mountain. Where would you put it? Don't put it in my yard. I got plenty. Okay, you're doing a great job. Thank you. Can you discuss Canada's recent decline into communism and how they are now cutting ties with the U.S. and joining a growing European super? I don't know about all that.
Yeah, Canada ain't communist, and I hate to tell you, but associating with the United States isn't exactly a popular move anymore. The whole world has kind of gotten sick and tired of our bullshit, rightfully so, especially under Diaper Donnie.
That I don't follow a whole lot of politics, but
Yeah, Daddy Trump, please, you pardon me.
communism has never worked every place it's tried. They
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Kent, if socialism doesn't work because the principle you're fighting against is socialism, communism is an in state of a commonly applied methodology of socialism. If it doesn't work, why does the United States have to constantly intervene in every single country that chooses to go that route? Tell me why, Kent.
keep thinking if the whole world was communist, it would work. So like the Muslims, they think if we get everybody converted to Islam and kill the rest of them, it's going to work.
Kent, most Muslims are not like that at all, and you're a piece of shit for thinking that a radical extremist group represents everybody. But of course, you also think your radical extremist shit represents every Christian out there, so go figure.
It, it, I know communism is very dangerous. Okay, it's never worked any place. Poor Canada has really descended into communism.
Oh, so you don't know about it, but now you're saying it has. No, it hasn't, Kent. It's about as communist as Walmart.
It's the idea that we take from the rich and give to the poor. Meanwhile, those who
No, there would be no rich and no poor. Resources would be properly applied to the entire populace the way they should be. Everyone actually is equal, the way it should be. What part of that don't you understand? And socialism is the means to an end to get to that state, if it can properly be achieved.
are taking from the rich are pocketing most of it. And they take
Well, that's an unrelated factor called corruption that is curbed in its own. How different is it from capitalism and all the hard work of everyone else just making fat cats richer?
$1 million and divvy out $50 to 10 people. Yeah, evil system. How often are you live? 6 times? Well, I'm alive all the time, but no, the show, you mean. Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Central, and then Sunday morning, 10:30. This thing is right. I left my dinosaur microphone holder, but it's right smack in the way for the screen here. There, okay. What's this good book that reveals the heresy of Calvinism besides the Bible? Well, the one I just held up, Why I'm Not a Calvinist, is a good one. Oh, no, wherever it was. Yeah, there are plenty of people have written. John Calvin, then they say, are you Armenian? No, neither one. They're both extremes. I'm right in the middle. I believe the Bible's true. Jacobus, Arminius, and then John Calvin both taught heresies. Why don't you believe in flat earth? Because it's round.
See, Kent, you attract the best brain trust, don't you?
The Bible proves it. Well, you can believe that if you want. It's absolutely not true. I don't have time to fight that battle. Let somebody else fight that.
You have
Believe it or
plenty
not,
of you have plenty of time, Kent. You just don't want to because you haven't built your career around that kind of idiocy.
Simon Dan, who believes he came from a rock.
You really need to debate the flat earthers, Kent. It would be beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. In fact, we really need to get in touch with most of the flat earthers, the most vitriolic ones you can find who just love to debate, and tell them Kent refuses to debate, and have them just push and push until he finally gives in.
He believes in a round earth, and he does great shows on flat earth. And Dave,
Yes, just like all the other science people that are so smart on everything else, but when it comes to this one thing that says my magic fairy tale is a load of crap, well, they gotta be wrong on that.
I mean, Dan, keep it up. But you're on the wrong side on the evolution creation argument. How often are you like, oh, I did today. Okay. Nadia, I have watched you for so long, I need a nap. No, I see. I appreciate you. Is there a reason you're not monetized? I'd like to send support. You can send support without that, but.
Where's that comment coming from, people? What's that little red symbol right there? As much as I'd love for it to be the hammer and sickle, it's not. That would be good old YouTube, and wondering why they're not monetized on YouTube. I'm sorry, but who's seriously buying this crap? Even your own people are against you. But hey, that's one of the things when I have the when I host the Tyler versus Hovind debate, is that I'm gonna make sure to mention the YouTube channel. Just completely straight face, just to prove the point.
Oh, you're watching on the wrong one? I don't know how that works.
You're watching on the wrong one. Oh, what does that mean? You have multiple YouTube channels there, Kent? Huh? Because we know you do when you're not supposed to.
Call Joseph, 855 Big Dino, extension 4. Or
Stop bringing this up in public.
Bobby, his wife, extension 2. I don't handle the money. They do all that. Christian Fedor, how do you know that the Concile from Nicaea chose the right books for the council? Okay,
Yeah, Council of Nicaea.
from the right books for the Bible. Well, God promised he would preserve his words. It's really God's problem to do that. And
Tell me why ain't nothing but a Hovind. Tell me why I got this. Now I just got a fucking Weird Al's eBay parody. Tell me why I bought Ken Hovin's old toupee.
argued about that for a long time. Okay, I think it was God that chose the books to go into the Bible. I think it's exactly correct. King James Version as written. Let's see. Nino, Ken has never been to space to see it round. That is correct. Have you?
Wait, was that our? Yeah, that was our Nino Savant. Hey, buddy. Had to see you.
That is correct. Have you? To see it's flat?
Presuming Nino thinks it's flat. Look at that. He thinks you assume too much, Kent. And you know what happens when you assume? You're usually wrong.
Slap that like. You didn't do it? Okay. Calvinism. It's on our website, drdino.com. Why, I'm not a Calvinist. Yeah, connect those black dots and something explodes, I think. I don't know. Alicia, do you know why the rainbow is the sign?
Yeah. Kent thinks communism is when people who work give all the money to the people who don't work, which is literally describing capitalism.
Had no one ever seen a rainbow before? I suspect when the earth was created, it had a crystal canopy over the top of the air. The Bible says the birds fly in the firmament, so that would be the air. And it says in Genesis 1, there was water above the firmament. That would be above the air. I think there was a crystal ice, 2 or 3 fingers thick, the Jews have always taught, like a big glass ball over the whole earth. Probably under the high pressure, you couldn't have rainbow. To have rainbow, you have to...
That's not how light works, Kent. It's not how humidity works. You fucking moron.
have moisture in the air. And so
you're saying it was 0% humidity? Boy, that had to do really well for everybody's skin.
you watch the weather, man. When it's a low pressure zone, it's likely to rain. When it's high pressure, it's usually always clear. So I think it was clear and high pressure all the time. Cover that in video number 2. What was the original creation like? So I think when that crystal canopy shattered at the flood and the air expanded out to the current 40, 50 miles, now rainbows are possible. And God said, Noah, I'm not going to flood. I'm not going to destroy the world with water. He didn't say he wasn't going to destroy it. He said, I'm not going to do it with water. Okay. They keep coming. Do you sell any of your books? I don't. Joseph does. Bobby does. Yeah, I've written 67 books total in my life, and yeah, they're all on drdino.com. Last Logan, do pets animals have souls, being able to reside in heaven?
God damn it. Stupid muting button. Bobby is Joseph's wife. Joseph being Kent's tech guy, Joseph Shackelford. Honestly, I talk shit sometimes, but I think he's an alright guy, and I think he's reachable. Bobby being his wife, who acts as Kent's secretary.
Little girl, her cat got run over. She said, Mommy, she was crying. Mommy said, well, honey, Fluffy's up in heaven with God now. She said, why would God want a dead cat?
You know, that's shit you just say to placate the children because they don't actually go according to your theology. You know that, right? So, yeah. You just placate kids with falsehoods because the truth hurts. Then you placate yourselves with falsehoods because the truth hurts. Tyler and Joe versus Hovind? I mean, hell, if you want to. Or we could have your own independent debate. I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm more about facilitating the debates than I am about doing the debating. But it would be interesting to have an option. And yes, I just took a swig on my soda with hot mic. Don't care.
One more just come in. What do you think about Ken Ham's park and museum?
Ken Ham's Noah's Ark, I think it's fabulous. I got his, look at this, Noah's Ark cup, great.
It's black and rotting. It's horrible looking.
I think it's awesome what he's doing. He's an ally. I wouldn't fight him. I think he's wrong on several serious things, like he doesn't use King James. And the Ark is like a boat. The people who saw it on the mountain said it's just a big box. So all you need is a big box shape. So we've designed ours like the one that eyewitnesses said. And the fin on top to keep it,
You mean the eyewitnesses? The ones who all drowned? Yeah.
after going so it doesn't turn sideways to the wave. Water is 800 times more effective than air for controlling something like that. All you got to do is drag rocks underneath you behind you. That'll automatically do the same thing, a whole lot easier. So we believe Noah's Ark had drogue stones and it was a big box. And there was no cages on the Ark, just rooms, little details like that. I wouldn't fight them over it. I've been there, love it. I recommend you go.
Drusvilla, Kent thinks that the crystalline canopy that is mentioned in some elements of Jewish culture that tie into Genesis was made of ice rather than a sort of actual glassy crystal. He thinks it was 3 fingers thick because why the hell not? And he thinks that super cold ice is magnetic and that it just hovered through the magnetic fields and apparently had the earth, under crushing intense pressures and the like, and that life was just fine and giant there.
And got a cool cup. Okay, and this guy came up, knocked on the door. He said, ma'am, I think I just ran over your cat. She said, what did it look like? He went, no, before you hit it. All right. Nothing tomorrow. Sunday morning, 10:30. See you then. Bye.
Guys, y'all got to remember, by the time y'all even realize I'm muted, let alone the time I would see your comments, I will have hopefully already figured out that I am. So, yeah, it takes a moment. Yeah, because see, those comments are from the 54-minute mark, and we're at the 58-minute mark. So, yeah, it sucks. I look down pretty regular. So, yeah. Anyway, that was Hovind's video from last night. That kind of sucked. Kind of really sucked. But, what do you expect? Kunt's canopy theory is extremely weird and extremely stupid. Yeah, but over 1 billion slides. I can't hate competition. I want to see all the dinosaurs at Dinosaur Adventureland. Got a bit of a problem there, but hey, you know what is coming to Memphis? Dinosaur Adventure, which is really expensive, deemed a little bit overpriced by some people, but is an actual dinosaur little adventure thingy, fun for the kids, coming to the Agri Center. Not too far from me. It's a place I used to go as a kid for a lot of special events, really fond memories. Yeah. So it's just funny that there's an actual dinosaur adventure. I just wish they called it Dinosaur Adventure Land. That would be hilarious. Oh, the only eyewitnesses would have to be Noah and his family. Conflict of interest? Yeah, seriously, Maria. Firmament was the shocker thick, exactly. Even though Earth's magnetic field can barely move a needle in a compass. Yeah, totally. Like it could handle a metric terafuck ton of ice. Kent always really kind of sucks, yeah. How about how would you not see the comments? You were muted. Okay, so understanding how I would not see the comments is that one, the stream is 30 seconds delayed. All streams are delayed. That's why if you're ever talking to a creator, you'll notice it takes a little bit for them to interact with you. Or if you take an action with their stream, like on a Twitch stream, which is usually a lot quicker, but YouTube streams, especially through Restream, are delayed by up to 30 seconds easily. Number two, I am going to be behind on the comments because I go through all the comments manually. So what's going to happen is I'm already back a few minutes behind on showing and reading comments in addition to the delay. So odds are by the time y'all even hear me be muted, I will have already figured out that I am muted and will have fixed the issue. I've gotten way better at that. So that's what I mean by I likely, by the time y'all even say anything, I'll have figured it out. We've had bad moments early on, but yeah. And yeah, I do say that as if anything Kent says isn't stupid. Fair point. Not cheap cola, kind of like Crystal Pepsi, but because of the name. Yeah. All right. This was fun. That makes 3.5 hours of Hovind today. I think that's been plenty. I'm going to take a little break and we might regroup for one more bonus stream. Because I think we got some interesting stuff to look at on another nut job if I just you know, prep everything. So we'll see what's up. That being said, I'm out of here. Much love. I'll catch everyone next time.